What's up, all of my horror fanatics out there? Welcome back. I'm the Jay Sloan, and I'm back here to do another video for you guys today. Today's date is October 25th, 2019, and we are one step closer to Halloween, so I figured I would make another video. And today we're going to be doing another Movie Madness video. Now, it has been months and months since the last Movie Madness. I think the last one was actually the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise, which is really fun to shoot. All of these Movie Madness videos are fun to make, and they're pretty well received. So I figured, what the hell, we're going to do one for October. Maybe like a Halloween Movie Madness, if you will. Well, hopefully a Halloween Movie Madness, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. So yeah, it's probably been about a month since my last video. I think the last one that I did was the Scream Factory Mail Time of John Carpenter's Vampires, and sorry for the absence. It's just I've been really busy with work. There's a lot of videos that I have planned, reviews, and so on and so forth. I just haven't been able to really do that lately. And I haven't really received anything to show, especially for a mealtime video. I've not received any new Blu-rays or anything like that. But that should change. I should have some Blu-rays on the way here soon. So yeah, wanted to do another Movie Madness video, and I will be joined by Chris Brock here in a little while, so that should be fun. This is actually a different sort of Movie Madness, and this is a Shudder Movie Madness, and so I don't actually know what I'm going to be watching yet, but I'm pretty pumped about it. I actually hope that you can see, well, you can see what I hope we're going to be watching, but don't know for sure. Joe Bob Briggs, really cool, really exciting, really fun not to know. Kind of want to know on one hand, kind of don't. So it should be fun. Hopefully, hopefully you guys have fun watching it, and yeah, you'll get to see how me and Chris have to hang out here in a few minutes. But yeah, we're excited to do it, and excited to get a video out there for you guys for October. Just in case there's no video by October 31st. Or this is the only video you see in October. Happy Halloween, guys. I hope everyone had a safe and amazing Halloween, got lots of candy, and got to watch tons of great horror movies. So it looks like there's about 21 minutes and 21 seconds. Well, yeah, 21 minutes, 21 seconds till the marathon begins, and we don't know what it's going to be. But you guys should be finding out pretty quick. So yeah, let's see what we're going to be watching on tonight's Movie Madness.
Got the candles lit, got the pizza, got the wings. Then we got Joe Bob Briggs coming on in about 15 minutes. Can't wait for the Halloween Hootenanny. Now all I gotta do is give my friend the Jay Sloan a call. We're gonna be doing a Halloween Movie Madness on his YouTube channel. Can't wait to do this, man. I've been anticipating this for quite a while. You know, I love Joe Bob, and you know, this is gonna be very fun. Hopefully we watch the Halloween movies, that's what I'm expecting, but you know, anything that Shudder really is going to put out there, I know will be good.
Okay, guys, we're back here. As you can see, Joe Bob begins in 4 minutes and 23 seconds. This is the last drive-in, the Hootenanny Halloween, I think is what it's called. There, you heard Chris Brock. This is how we're hanging out tonight, as you guys can see. Usually he's here for the Movie Madness videos, but we wanted to make this one anyway, so we decided to do it this way. So we're just going to hang out with each other. Which is kind of how our friendship started with YouTube and everything, like was through Skype. This is how we talked, and this is how we watched movies, and so it's kind of cool to go back to those roots, I guess you would say, and those bearings of how the friendship and brotherhood began in the first place. But yeah, man, I'm excited for the Movie Madness.
Halloween.
Yeah, for Halloween Hootenanny, which
Movie Madness, I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what it actually is we're going to be watching, because at this point we don't actually know.
Obviously, I'm hoping Halloween, but you never know.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm praying for too. Is Halloween for sure. Just excited to see Joe Bob in general, because I didn't really get to grow up watching Joe Bob in like the what was it called? The
Monster Vision, I think.
Yeah, Monster Vision. Didn't get to really grow up with that, and that's something that I wanted to grow up with, and it's really an experience, kind of like we talked about earlier. Like it is like not knowing, you don't get that kind of rush anymore, like when you did when you were a kid, not knowing what was going to come on TV, especially when you didn't have a guide. You didn't know, there was no guide or like a button on the remote to check for a guide to see what was coming on the TV. So
you're completely right. Let me turn this down just a little bit. I'm with you. I wish I could have grew up with this, because Joe Bob, I caught the last special they did. And
yeah,
really
the Phantasm one, right?
Yeah, and I loved it, because Phantasm is one of my favorite series of all time.
Yeah.
And he had, Reggie Bannister on there, and I thought that was very cool.
Yeah, that's one I wish I would have been able to catch myself, and I didn't get around to getting Shudder, but I got it for this one, and yeah, I'm excited, and I don't know how long we're gonna be staying up to, or trying to stay up to watch this tonight, but we're gonna give it a go, and you guys will be on the journey with us. So been cool. It would have been cool to have been able to do it in person, but this is cool too. Yeah. So yeah, guys, there'll be some more clips here in just a little bit, and yeah, by that point, you guys will know what we're gonna be watching. So stay tuned, guys. Okay, guys, it's official. We're watching Halloween be the first movie. I'm assuming we're going to watch Halloween from '78, then probably Halloween 4 and Halloween 5. It's what I'm thinking is going to happen, but I could be wrong. That all three of those are on Shudder, so it just makes sense to me. What do you think, Chris?
I agree with you. I think those will be the movies. I can't wait, man. This is going to be fun.
I know, man. I know, it's going to be fun. We have a little lag going on with me and Chris, unfortunately. Like, his is a little bit ahead of mine, but oh well. Still, it's not like we haven't seen the movie thousands of times. It's not like we're, missing anything, or the other person doesn't know exactly what's going on at the same time. So, but still going to be fun to get to do it, and yeah, I'm excited. Let's hop into the original 1978 classic, my favorite horror film of all time, Halloween. Oh, man. Falling down those stairs. That would suck.
Me getting up after that.
I fell downstairs before. I was intoxicated. I didn't fall like that, but I was pretty sore the next day. Man, the cinematography and the score, and I don't know, everything in the climax of the movie, everything throughout the entire movie is, I don't know, it's just why it's my favorite horror movie of all time. I think it's, to me, a perfect horror movie. I mean, it does have its flaws. We pointed a few things out while we've been watching it, but just poking fun at certain things like the palm trees. But that's something I always notice. It's a little thing that you could talk about. But I mean, what can I say about Halloween that's not already been said, or that I haven't already said myself? I mean, I absolutely love it, and toward the end of the video, when I kind of give my review on the films that we watched for the movie Madness, I'll go a little bit more in depth with it. But yeah, it's been really fun so far. Are you having fun, Chris?
Oh yeah, man. Always have fun watching the original 1978 Halloween.
Me too, man.
Such a great movie.
Okay, guys, so as predicted, we're going to be moving on to Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. My third favorite sequel out of the franchise. I absolutely love this one. What do you think about this one, Chris?
I think for me, it's probably my third favorite out of the franchise. I think it's a very fun movie. It's definitely one of my favorite sequels. I enjoyed it while I was growing up. And I'm going to make like a bold prediction here and say that Ted Hollister comes out of this movie completely fine.
Unscathed.
That's my prediction. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Clean.
You know what? He comes out of it better than Brady does, getting his neck squeezed and all that shit that happens to him. Like that scene where he grabs him. That scene is like brutal. 'Cause you can hear the bones popping like.
Cracking, yeah. Popping. Oh man. Whew.
I love this opening too. I've always loved it with this little bitty guy, this creepy fucker, this wide-eyed bastard. His eyes are fucking crazy, dude.
Oh man, now I can't look at him the same.
He's fucking insane. Oh, the fucking ambulance driver is about to get a thumb to the dome, or not ambulance driver, but the
one in the back.
one in the back.
Yeah.
About to get a thumb to the dome.
That's a brutal kill as well, man.
Yeah. It's his fault, actually, that it happens in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one who mentions Jamie, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, he mentions Jamie and fucking awakens the demon.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
But yeah, as far as a sequel goes, guys, like this one, obviously 1988, following, you know, Halloween 3, which was a flop at the box office, and everybody who went into Halloween 3 expecting to see Michael Myers were completely let down. Me, I've grown to love Halloween 3 over the years, but you know, I definitely, it's kind of, I kind of take it in stride now because I don't put it really in the Halloween franchise, if you know what I mean. Like,
I'm the same way. I think it's definitely a good standalone movie.
Yeah, it's really interesting plot. I mean, it's so wacky and crazy and just fun. I mean, I love.
It's kind of hard not to enjoy for how wild it is.
Yeah, exactly. And you got the great Tom Atkins in there. Can't go wrong with that.
Thrill me.
Thrill me. I wish we would have moved on to Halloween 2. That's usually what I like to do after watching the original. I usually go straight to Halloween 2 because it's like one big movie to me. But Halloween 4 is another great step.
If I couldn't have Halloween 2, I'd want Halloween 4 next.
Oh yeah, for sure. Out of all the Halloween movies, I mean, even more so than 2, I think. Halloween 4, the opening, and really the whole movie is
a good Halloween film.
The vibe, the fall vibe, the Halloween feeling, it bleeds onto the screen. I mean, it's just perfect, and it's got
I completely agree. It has a great atmosphere.
Yeah, a lot of nostalgia with this one for me too. When I was a kid, this was one of my dad's favorite sequels, and like we've talked about time and time again, Halloween 4 and 5 kind of came on AMC a lot. You know what I mean? Those were 2 that I watched quite a bit. It usually went like 1, 4, and 5. I mean, 2 was on there sometimes. 6 was on there. 4, 5, and 6 for sure were on there. Because I remember watching those 3 all the time when I was a kid. And I don't even know if it was on AMC all the time, but it was on AMC and some other channels. But nostalgia-wise, this one hits me pretty close to home. I absolutely love this sequel. People complain about the mask in this one, but I'm telling you, it's an amazing mask compared to what we're about to see in the next movie.
Compared to Part 5.
Yeah.
And I just want to jump in here a little bit, if you don't mind. I just wanted to say that, you know, I grew up with 4 and 5 as well, and I think one reason I enjoyed them so much as a kid is 4 is really fun anyway. 5, you know, we'll get to that. You know, it's not bad, but, you know, it's definitely not as good as 4. But I really could relate to the character of Jamie. I think Danielle Harris does a fantastic job in 4 and 5.
Oh, I absolutely agree. Even in 5, like, for a movie that's... I still like 5. I mean, I still have I would even say love 5. I have a love for 5 that a lot of people don't, but I know that it has its flaws. Even in a movie that I can agree is not the best, she has a stellar performance in it without even saying very many lines at all. There for the first half, she barely speaks, or she doesn't speak in the first half at all. So
a lot of people bash the movie for her being a mute, but I can really, I don't know, man. I see the pain and the terror on her face without her even having to say anything.
Yeah, I
just
agree.
Pure emotion.
She was a very talented, very young child actress, and Still a good actress today. I'd like to see her get more work in horror movies, actually.
I agree.
Lost my voice there for a second. But then a lot of people complain about Halloween 5. So I've heard a lot of people complain about Dr. Loomis in 5. I think Loomis is great in 5. He's a fucking madman. I mean, he's probably...
He has a lot of good stuff in 5.
Yeah.
I think.
But we'll talk more about 5 when we get there. We'll probably show some more clips of 4, as the movie progresses. But we just wanted to update you guys on what we're watching now. We kind of expected Halloween 4 to be next. And, yep, we'll get back to it, guys. And we'll see you guys back here with some more clips in just a little while. Okay, guys, so we are coming up on the end of Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. Going on 2 a.m. now. So, been going since 9, so about 5 hours strong. And I'm not going to lie, guys, the time is getting to me. Getting really tired, especially after work today. And I'm not as young as I once was, guys. Oh, gotta catch the ending here. Gotta love this. Look at his face. Oh, my God. Donald Pleasance is amazing. Just look at him. Got Maker there trying to stop it. God, this was such a shocking ending. Must have been back in '88 anyway. I can just imagine being in the theater and seeing this ending and this sort of twist that you didn't really see back then, or wouldn't expect it to happen. I know I wouldn't. So that is the actual ending. Like I said, I'm getting extremely tired, so I'm not sure if I'm going to make it all the way through Halloween 5 or not. I think Chris has actually already crashed out probably about half an hour ago or so. I haven't heard anything from him on the other end of Google Hangouts over there, so I'm pretty sure he has. But I'm going to try my best to. Like I said, nonetheless, it's been a really fun movie madness. A really cool Joe Bob Briggs special, Halloween special. For my first Joe Bob Briggs special, it was the perfect special to watch, considering Halloween being my favorite franchise. I wish they would have showed the original, then Halloween 2, then 4, and then 5. I would like to have seen 1 through H2O, preferably. I don't think I could have withstood that much time to sit through that big of a marathon, but nonetheless it would have been fun. Still is fun. And if we watch 5, or if I watch 5, I'll show some clips, and if not, then I think we'll probably just cut straight to the reviews. And if that is the case, guys, hope you have enjoyed the movie madness.
There we go, people. Halloween 5. I'm not gonna lie, I fell asleep during 4. Caught a little bit of this movie. It's almost 5. I'm super fucking tired. It's been a hell of a ride. Super fun, along with, being here along with Jordan and Joe Bob doing this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Catch you next video.
Everyone has an exact time, an exact moment, and a precise memory of the one film that made them fall so deeply in love with the horror genre. For me, that film was made in 1978, and it is Halloween. Now, I can go around in circles about the things that I love and adore about this film. I can repeat myself like I have for numerous years, but I'm going to try my best to sum up my feelings and my love for Halloween in just a few short words. Perfection. To me, the film is simply perfect. From the writing by John Carpenter and Deborah Hill, to the directing by John Carpenter, the cinematography from Dean Cundey, the acting from veteran actors such as Charles Cyphers and Donald Pleasance, to the newer actresses like Jamie Lee Curtis, PJ Soles, and Nancy Loomis, this film, to me, is the embodiment of Halloween. not just a film, but as a season, as a holiday. I love the vibe of this movie. I love the dialogue that was written. I love the location. I love the story. It's a very vague story, but it's so powerful and it's so suspenseful nonetheless. Bruce Campbell once said it best: this is the Cadillac of slashers. Did it intend to be? I don't think so. But this film spawned so many copycats afterwards. I can't say that it is the godfather of slashers, because there are other films before this that I would be completely out of line if I did not acknowledge, such as Psycho, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Black Christmas, which I feel this film borrows from heavily. More so Psycho and Black Christmas, but it does have elements of all three films within it. This film, to me, though, is perfect. I love it, and it proves that an unknown director with a simple yet powerful ambition can make a film that's still being talked about and will be talked about 40 years after now, 50 years after now. Halloween is an absolute classic. It's my favorite horror film of all time. It spawned many sequels. It will spawn many more, but there's nothing like the original, and there never will be. So getting into Halloween 4 territory, we're looking at a sequel that was made 10 years after the original. It had been 7 years since we'd seen Michael Myers on screen in Halloween 2. And after the disaster of Halloween 3, as much as I've grown to love the movie, let's face it, I mean, it was a box office bomb. It literally was a commercial disaster, but it took a lot of time to get Halloween, the franchise, off the ground and run it again. But once it did, it became Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. I love this movie. It's one of my personal favorite sequels out of the franchise. Now, half of my love is nostalgia. The other half is I think it's just a great horror movie. I think atmospherically it's one of the best Halloween movies out of the series. And it doesn't feel like a one-hit, one-note kind of slasher. It doesn't feel throwaway. I think a lot of the Halloween films, as a matter of fact, have a little more depth to them than that. And I think this one does as well. I think the writing's really good. The route they decided to go with, Jamie Lloyd as Laurie Strode's daughter, I think that was perfect if you want to keep the brother-sister angle intact, which I actually like that, so it worked out for me. The acting, Danielle Harris was an amazing child actor. She did a great job. She's still a great actress. It's sad she doesn't get, more work. Ellie Cornell is Rachel. Bo Starr is Meeker. You've even got Sasha Jensen in there as Brady, which is, pretty funny. Donald Pleasance, oh my God, he takes Dr. Loomis to a new level of just mad doctor in this film, which I love. It might be a little too over the top in 5, but in this one, it's just right. George P. Wilbur is Michael. Not the best Michael, more of like a, robotic kind of stance. Definitely not Nick Castle or Dick Warlock, but he did a good job. He wasn't terrible. And the ending, probably one of the most memorable horror endings of all time, at least in the top 10. There was so much they could have done with that in 5 that they didn't capitalize on, which is a little bit disappointing. I know they had plans to. Unfortunately, we never got to see it. Halloween 4, guys, atmospherically is one thing, or the atmosphere is what I want to touch on most. Atmospherically, the film is just amazing. I can watch this at any time during the year, and it feels like it's Halloween night all over again. I love it. It's just got such a chilly vibe to it. One of the best out of the whole franchise, aside from maybe Halloween and Halloween 2. Halloween 4, I don't want to waste any more of your time on it. Love the movie. Think it's a great sequel. Is it perfect? No, but do I love it? Yes. So I'm going to keep my review for Halloween 5 a little bit shorter than the other two. Most people hate this film. They say it's the worst out of the franchise, which I disagree with. They say that it killed the Halloween franchise, which you could argue with. Me personally, I have a love-hate relationship with it. When I was a kid on AMC, Halloween 4 and 5, they played back-to-back, and I loved watching both. For me, it was like watching one big film, much like Halloween and Halloween 2. They're so drastically different, but they're one and the same. It's really weird. It's hard to explain, but as I've gotten older, I've certainly noticed the differences between 4 and 5. It doesn't diminish my love as much. I still enjoy the movie. I can still pop it in and have fun with it, but it is in no way a great film by any means. The director, Dominique Girard, had a very warped vision for how he wanted Michael to be in the film. And yes, he did get it on screen, but it is not Michael Myers. Not at all. It feels like a very unfinished. Matter of fact, I know it was an unfinished script, and it feels jumbled together. They threw the Man in Black storyline in there for whoever took over the helm in Part 6 to figure out, which is uncalled for. The Thorn story wasn't fully needed at all. I mean, you've got Donald Pleasance back. That's one of the, redeeming factors. Danielle Harris as Jamie Lloyd is back. Although she's a mute for most of the movie, she's one of the best parts of the movie. They commit one of the cardinal sins in killing Rachel off within the first 10 to 15 minutes. And it's practically a very tame death compared to what they wanted her to go through. But then you're left with a subpar Rachel with Tina, who doesn't seem to care about Jamie in the least and makes the dumbest decisions. You've got cheap jump scares in the barn house, which is, I think there's 3 or 4 jump scares in one scene. It's just completely uncalled for. You've got the bumbling cops with the crazy sound, or the crazy score and sound effects while they're walking down the stairs. You've got some cool scenes. You've got the laundry chute scene, the ending with Donald Pleasance and Michael. As a matter of fact, I think if you take Dr. Loomis, if you take Dr. Loomis and Michael Myers, their interactions in this movie and put it in a different film, I think you've got really, really good stuff there with the two characters, because Donald Pleasance gives it his all in this movie. He's really over the top, really wild, and really wacky, but if you're following this man, your patient who you have treated, who you've tracked down, you would soon become maybe even crazier than he is, and that's kind of how I've looked at it. So, I mean, he's got some of his best lines in this movie, and that's what's so disappointing, because the movie itself is not that great. Lastly, I want to talk about The Mask. I won't say it's the worst out of the franchise, in my opinion, but it's definitely up there, guys. It's just a jumbled together mess. Having said all that, and all of the negativity about the film, which I completely stand by, to me, I still love Halloween 5 in its own way. I can still watch it, and I still find enjoyment out of it. And yeah, it's not the worst sequel in my opinion. As Joe Bob said in his Halloween Hootenanny, I'd rather have a Halloween film than no Halloween film at all, and that's kind of where I stand with Halloween 5. So we have came to the end of the Halloween Hootenanny movie madness, and I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank Chris Brock for joining me. It was really fun to get to watch Halloween 4, and none of Halloween 5. I actually got to watch it the next day. It's been a couple weeks since we actually filmed it. I want to apologize that I've not gotten it up sooner. I wanted to get it up in October, but work and some other personal things came in the way. But getting it up in November is better late than never. And once again, thank you guys for watching, and thank you, Chris, for joining. So yeah, guys, there's some more videos coming soon. I have some mail-time stuff coming, some really cool items that I picked up that I can't wait to get in the mail, and some reviews and future movie madness videos that we have planned that you'll be seeing very, very soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm the Jay Sloan, and as always, guys, keep it horror. Peace.